We are an extension of each other. How deliberate have you been at making sure that you are cultivating the right relationship with your door openers? Because the people around you are door openers. All those opportunities that you ever needed, they are in the hands of people. They are just one connection away. Quadrant number 3 is what we call the blind self. Now, this is information that the rest of the world know about you, but you don't know. Your competitors know about you. The customers know that thing about you, but for you as an organization, you don't know. You used to be having 400 customers flocking your office, flocking your supermarket, flocking your business, making those calls in a day, in a week. But unfortunately, now you're having only 20, just a handful. Now the question is, what is not happening right? The thing that is troubling you is an interpersonal thing called the blind self. Information that you don't know, but the world out there knows. Now, some of the things that can really help that business or that individual to come out of the blind self and the blind self to work for you is for you to come up with a feedback mechanism. When is the last time that you sat with your spouse and asked them, how well am I doing as a husband? How well am I doing as a wife? When is the last time that you sat with those children and asked them, how well am I doing as a father? Is there anything that I can do better as a mother? Is there anything that I can do better? When is the last time that we came up with a feedback mechanism for our customers, whereby they can give us a feedback about the areas that you're doing very well and about the areas that there is need for us to improve? They tell us that feedback and evaluation is the food for champions. The moment you lock out feedback, the moment you lock out evaluating that feedback, then you lose out as an individual, as a business, as a corporate, from whatever aspect that you're working from. Now, how approachable have you been as a leader? Is it easy for people to come to you and give you feedback? And how receptive are you to feedback? Some of us are only open to positive feedback. And anytime people are ready to bring you negative feedback, you want to keep it off. So how deliberate have you been at receiving feedback? Are you approachable? And I always say, the moment we block people out, the moment you block feedback away, then we are blocking opportunities. We are blocking open doors. And of course, we are blocking our promotion. There's need for us to treasure feedback, whether it is positive or negative. Blind self. Could it be it's the missing link in that marriage, in that business, in that strategy, in that growth? Number 4, unknown self. Information about you that you don't know and the world out there doesn't know. And I read somewhere, Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3, commit your plans to God and you'll be successful in carrying them out. Now, this is the place of prayer. This is the place whereby we need divine intervention. This is the place where we need to humble ourselves and know that it's not just about me. This life does not belong to me. That business is mine, but that does not just necessarily belong to me. There's need for me to have an open mind and an open spirit in order for me to be teachable. How teachable are you, and how closely connected to your Maker are you? Now, I want us to conclude this conversation of interpersonal relationship by looking at 3 pointers. Number 1, empathy. What is empathy? This is a conclusion. Empathy is putting yourself in other people's shoes. People of high emotional intelligence, they have mastered the art of putting themselves in other people's shoes. In other words, you don't just arise and scream and shout and tell yourself they deserved it. The customers deserved it. After all, they are the ones who caused the fire. They always tell us that the customer is king. The customer is always right. Why are they right? They can fire you, the entrepreneur. They can fire you, the managing director of that organization. How can they fire you? By choosing to spend their money elsewhere. That's why there's need for us to be empathetic. Now, empathy means we listen with our eyes and we also listen with our ears. We don't just listen with our ears, but you also listen with our eyes by observation. Now, empathy is putting yourself in other people's shoes. Now, empathy rides on two laws. The first one is the golden rule, which dictates do unto others as you'd like them to do to you. In other words, you observe the general practices, the conventional practices of humanity. People want to be honored, honor them. People want to be respected, respect them. People expect you to be consistent, be consistent. You don't like being screamed at, don't scream at them. You don't like anyone hitting you when you make a mistake, so don't also hit them when they make a mistake. Do unto others as you'd like them to do for you. Now, this pushes us to press the pause button, for us to be very deliberate about listening to ourselves and asking ourselves, what would the highest version of me do in such kind of a scenario? Put yourself in other people's shoes. So I'm not just acting on the first impulse that comes to mind, hit them. No. How you do anything is how you do everything. So how deliberate have you been at consistently guiding yourself with the right multiples with regard to how to deal with people, with regard to how to talk to people? Most of us tend to become reactive when things happen which were unexpected. But we can sit down and tell ourselves, in case this happened, this is how I'm going to deal with it. In case this happened, this happens, this is how I'm going to deal with it. Whatever we agree with our conscious mind is eventually transferred to our subconscious mind, and that becomes our reality. So reality is one thought at a time. So empathetic, I don't have to be empathy, I don't wait to be empathy when I meet that negative scenario, but I sit down and look at worst case scenario. I look at best case scenario. How am I going to react? I give myself the multiples so that once that happens, my subconscious mind is automatically going to play empathy. Golden rule. Now the second one is the platinum rule. And this one, I'm not just treating everyone universally the same, but I'm trying to put myself in other people's shoes now with the aspect of me understanding them. Who are they? What are their preferences? Just because I like people giving, I like hugging people, it doesn't mean that I use the golden rule and go hugging everybody. I just want to employ the platinum. How does this person like to be treated? So in as much as it's good for us to greet customers, there are those who like to be greeted from a handshake. There are those who like to be greeted officially. You don't have to give me a handshake. There are those who like hi. There are those who like hello. It's a greeting, good. However, how does that person prefer it? So this one is an advanced level of the golden rule in the sense that I'm pausing to reflect, who are you? How are your emotions? What is happening in your life? And so I'm going to treat you in the manner of how you are at the moment and how you'd like to be treated. So I don't treat everyone as I expect them to be treated, but I treat them the way they expect to be treated. Now that's empathy. Now, second last thing is interpersonal relationships. We started by saying on everyone's face are the initials make me feel important. Now, every person out there is looking out for a person that we call a rapport builder. When it comes to you not eating alone, it means that there's need for you to identify someone that you can eat with. When is the last time that you sat down and evaluated some of the things that are not happening right in your life and then sat down to request self, who in my phone book, who in my contact list can I talk to in order for me to receive a solution? I came to realize that everything that troubles us here on earth, there is a person somewhere who has been positioned with solutions. So you don't have to die out of that hidden self, the negative aspect. You don't have to die. You don't have to kill self. You don't have to hit the wall or scratch your head out of stress looking for a solution from within. Remember, you can eat with someone. You can look for someone that you can just have lunch with. So interpersonal is just one call away. It's just one visit away. Who can you visit in order for you to get it right? Now, how do you start off looking for those people? They tell us that we are one relationship away from everything that we ever needed on earth. Who can you call? Who can call someone? Who can call someone who will get you to someone? And of course, that's why it's very important to really build on social capitals. You don't have to tarmac. You don't have to scratch your head so much in terms of marketing. You're just one right relationship away. So start from where you are. So interpersonal relationship. Come up with your to-do list and ask yourself, who can I call today on account of this? Yeah, who can I email today on account of this? So get in touch with someone. And of course, the moment you practice it today, tomorrow, eventually, interpersonal relationship is going to become part of you, and you're going to broaden your network base. So we are not broadening this network so that we can just receive help. We're also broadening this network in order for us to offer help. Remember, give us gain. It's not just about me receiving from these networks, but it's about me also offering solutions. It can be me looking at a person who has got a challenge in an area that I've got a solution. I look for that person, I have lunch with them, or I have a cup of tea with them, and eventually they receive the solution that they have been looking for. Number last is social responsibility. And social responsibility here, we are going out of our way to offer solutions. It's a graduated level of interpersonal, whereby we don't just do what we've been paid to do. We do more than what we've been paid to do. They say if you do more than what you've been paid to do, eventually you'll be paid more for what you do. We are talking about interpersonal relationship. There's no way that you're going to delight a customer. There's no way that you're going to become intimate with a customer. That is intimacy in terms of them being one with your brand, if you're not going out of your way. We always say, under promise but over deliver. The moment you get in the habit of wowing people, going out of your way to give more than what you promised, then it becomes very easy for them to want to do business with you. My parting shot is this: Ubuntu, I am because you are. We are an extension of each other. Everybody needs somebody. They say that you'll get to the heights that you want to get to only if you learn to ride on the shoulders of giants. Those giants are not necessarily out there. They could be in your house. It could be that child. It could be that spouse. It could be that neighbor. It could be that junior in the organization. You don't need to discriminate against anyone on account of who they are. When you lock out people, you lock out opportunities. So from this conversation, what did you say that you've picked as something that you want to unlearn? What are some of those assumptions that you've been making about customer service, about customer experience, about customer delight, about your relationship with people that you need to deal with? My parting shot is this: there's need for us to be more curious around people, because indeed, people do business with the people they like. Are you likable? Thank you for creating time to listen to the clip. I want to believe that you've picked something that is going to help you to become a better version of yourself. Please don't keep this information to yourself. Ensure that you look for a friend. Share that video. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do it today. And of course, make sure that you share with as many people as possible. God bless you, even as you continue the Ubuntu principle. We are an extension of each other. Thank you.